anything I need to take up before I bring the jury back in?
No, Your Honor, not listed.
Defense? Bring the jury back in.
All right. Jury of the court.
You all be seated. State's continuing to put on their case in chief. Who'd say call next?
Your Honor, this time the state will call Agent Dennis Weaver.
Agent
Dennis Weaver.
Dennis Weaver. I don't think that's on.
Mr. Weaver is in the courtroom. Sir, would you call me, please?
Take the witness stand, face the judge, and raise your right hand. She'll swear you in.
Do you affirm and swear that the testimony you give on today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right, take a seat for me. I need you to keep the microphone very close to you. Lift it up a little bit.
It won't work unless it come on. There we go.
And put it a little bit closer to your agent. We just don't have the best sound system. You may.
Agent, please state your name for the jury and spell it for the court reporter.
My name's Dennis Weaver, DennisWeaver.
And where do you currently work?
Mississippi Bureau of Investigation, Jackson District.
What's your position within the Mississippi Bureau of Investigation?
Captain, in charge of this district.
Okay. And what are your responsibilities in that position?
Assign cases to agents, work cases. We assist other agencies in whatever they have they want assistance with.
In 2022, specifically December 2022, were you working for the Mississippi Bureau of Investigations?
Yes, ma'am. I was a field agent at the time.
And how long have you worked for MBI?
About 9 years.
So you said in December 2022 you were a field agent. Did you, how did you come to be involved in the case that we are here on today?
I was called by my supervisor at the time, Agent Holyfield, to come assist because there was 2 different crime scenes.
Okay, and where were you called to?
The parking lot, Tiger parking lot, I think it's called.
And where is Tiger Parking Lot located?
It's between
Well,
it's behind Dixon Hall,
and where is Dixon Hall? Be at Jackson State University?
Jackson State University.
Yes. So, did you respond out to Jackson State University?
Yes, I responded to the parking lot.
Okay, and that's the Tiger Road parking lot you were just
Yes.
referring to?
Yes.
Okay. When you arrived there, what did you observe?
There was a Dodge Challenger, gray. There were several other MBI agents and Jackson State police officers in that area with crime scene tape.
And what did you notice anything about what was inside of the Dodge Challenger?
There was a body inside the Challenger.
Whose body was inside the Challenger?
It's later identified as Flynn Brown.
And at the time, did the police or the JSU police have a suspect?
I was told they had somebody as a suspect, and they were holding him at their headquarters.
And who was the suspect?
Randall Smith.
Did you have an opportunity to speak with Randall Smith?
I did.
And were you one of the investigators, lead investigators on this case?
Yes, sir.
So when did you speak with Randall Smith?
I was around 12:30 that same day.
And when you spoke to him, did you advise him of his rights?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Or may I approach the witness? You may. Captain Weaver?
Yes, ma'am.
Captain Weaver, do you recognize what I've just handed you?
Yes, it's our standard advice of rights form for the Mississippi Bureau of Investigation.
And is that the one that was given to, well, who was that given to?
This is a copy of Randall Smith's rights and waiver of rights that he signed.
Okay. And has it been altered in any way?
No, ma'am, it's a copy.
Can you please?
It's a copy of the original.
Your Honor, at this time, I move to enter into evidence the copy of the rights waiver.
Any objection?
No objection.
Let it be marked in. Is this exhibit 5? It's exhibit S6. Yes, all this is your time. So that means that's what it is. And that was with agent. What was the agent's name that got?
There's the Lewis. May I proceed? Here we go. Captain Weaver, what is a rights waiver?
It's your Miranda rights.
And what are the Miranda rights?
Before we ask you any questions, you must understand your rights. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you in court. You have the right to talk to a lawyer for advice before we ask you any questions, and to have a lawyer with you during questioning. If you cannot afford a lawyer, one will be appointed for you before any questioning if you wish. If you decide to answer questions now without a lawyer present, you will still have the right to stop answering at any time. You also have the right to stop answering at any time until you talk to a lawyer.
And is that the waiver that you read to Randall Smith?
Yes, ma'am.
And did he sign it and agree to give a statement?
He signed the waiver, yes, ma'am, and it states, I have read my rights, I understand what my rights are, I'm willing to make a statement and answer questions. I do not want a lawyer at this time. I understand and know what I'm doing. No promises, threats have been made to me. No pressure or coercion of any kind has been used against me. And that's the party signed. I signed it, and Ron Bosar is a witness.
Okay. And did you, in fact, interview Mr. Smith?
Yes, I did.
And was that interview recorded?
It was.
And have you had a chance to listen to that interview before coming into court today?
Yes, ma'am.
And did the recording accurately represent the interview that was conducted with Randall Smith?
Yes, it does.
Had it been altered in any way?
No.
May I approach the witness?
You may.
Captain Weaver, I'm handing you what have I handed you?
It's a flash drive.
Okay. And you said that you've had the opportunity to review the interview contained on that flash drive? Or the interview of Randall Smith?
If it's on here, yes.
Okay. And when you reviewed it, had it been altered?
No, ma'am, it had not.
And this time I move to enter into evidence the interview with Randall Smith.
Any objection?
Objection.
Okay, so that'll be marked in.
And may I publish to the jury?
You may.
My name's Dennis Weaver, Ron Bosarge. We're agents with the Mississippi Bureau of Investigation. Mr. Smith, state your full name for the recorder. Randall Smith. Okay. Mr. Smith, I advise you of your rights. Before we ask you any questions, you must understand your rights. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you in court. You have the right to talk to a lawyer for advice before we ask you any questions, and to have a lawyer with you during questioning. If you cannot afford a lawyer, one will be appointed for you before any questions, if you wish. If you decide to answer questions now without a lawyer present, you still have the right to stop answering at any time. You also have the right to stop answering at any time until you talk to them. Do you understand all that? Yes, sir. Okay. This part is the waiver of rights. It says, I have read my rights and understand what my rights are. I am willing to make a statement and answer questions. I do not want a lawyer at this time. I understand and know what I'm doing. No promises or threats have been made to me. No pressure or coercion of any kind
he a big dude, he like 200 something.
And he starts physically,
Like, the first time it happened, David was in the other room, but the door was open, like, both of the doors was open. So, like, they knew what was going on, and they ain't say nothing. So when he put his hands on me the first time, like, I kept in mind, I'm like, I'm a small dude. If I he was trying to get me to fight him so bad, I'm like, I'm not gonna fight him.
how long ago was it?
This was like, what month we in? December. November,
So before Thanksgiving,
before Thanksgiving.
but in November?
I think it was late October or early November.
So that happened, was it after Halloween
Yeah, it was after Halloween.
and before Thanksgiving? Is this the first time?
To me,
No.
it wasn't the first time. This was the second time.
So back between Halloween and Thanksgiving is when he first started hitting on your
Yeah.
hands on you.
Like, he'll touch stuff that don't belong to him, and then when you bring it up to him, he act like he don't know what you're talking about. Like, I had a jacket. It was in the room hanging out. He the owner over him, and I know when he gone, the door always closed. And when I asked him about it, he was like, I'm not even gonna hold you, bro. It's not even up. And he like, got one jacket hanging out. I'm like, all right, just left it alone. And then, when we were all gone for Thanksgiving break, Myra said he had a jacket come up missing. And Flynn was the only one there, because I was going on vacation, Myra was going on vacation, and Xavier was going on vacation. How was the jacket come up missing? But the type of guy Myra is, I don't think he see no bad in Flynn. Because he blamed it on somebody else that don't even stay in the room. He was like, it gotta be, he said, all the purpose that was Flynn. And Flynn got friends, so he had somebody come over. But that person knew not to steal. Like, stuff be coming up missing when he dealt. Like, I have proof he was stealing the jackets. I saw one of my jackets in his thing. So, like, he just felt like, I think ever since he did that, like, he felt like everything that was mine, like, he felt that, like, that was entitled to him. Like, he ain't had to ask, like, just go around touching stuff. That's how cool and stuff.
How long did you go in Rubik's?
I think September. Well, the start of school. I think that's when year of school started, September or August.
So with a couple of months there, you never had any issues? You
No.
agree with that?
That's what I say, weird, like he be putting on an act. But I noticed, it was one day we was playing, like, you know, our boys play, we be like rough with each other, but he wasn't really rough with me at the time. We was playing with somebody else that stayed in the building. And dude got mad serious with him. And Flynn was talking regular to him. And then when the dude got mad, Flynn switched his voice, like talking all innocent. And the dude caught that. He like, look at you changing your voice because they got into it. Like they were really, the big dude got mad. Like him and Flynn the same side. But the dude just got hyped on Flynn. He was like, man, I was just playing, bro, chill out. And all this and that. Like he weird. I guess that's how he is. No, I don't really know. I know met nobody I've known before. Mr. Chairman?
Let's say after supper.
Or after supper?
Yeah, like. After you ate lunch, was you have class or anything?
And I should just,
Okay.
like, it is movie.
And then at
Some
supper
time
time,
on my day,
yes, at supper time, let's start from there. Like,
what's up at lunch?
that's not, like, last night.
Oh, that,
Dinner.
all right. I finished eating, I had Burger King. All right, they asked me, do I want to go to Walmart with them? All right. Go to Walmart.
Let's do it.
Friend Xavier, it was all, we went to Walmart. Came back. They didn't hang around with the dope girls. So, they didn't hang around with the dope girls. It just ran from Myra had got me some from Walmart. Got me some donuts. All right. It's just me and Flynn chilling in the room. I'm eating my donuts. He come and take my stuff off my hand, like, what's wrong? My fault. I know y'all probably don't understand. Like, that's not cool, bro. That's not cool. So I reached to take my stuff back. He pushed me. I'm not even worried about trying to fight him back. When he pushed me, I fell back. I just snatched my stuff right back. And then after that, he started grabbing me, choking me and stuff. Then I got a bruise on my neck. I don't know when I looked in the bathroom, I saw it. And he let me go. And I knew he had a weapon in his drawer. So when he was hitting me and stuff, I wasn't just standing in one place. Like I was making my way toward his dresser. And I used it.
When was this?
Like I would say 12, 1, I know it was late at night or early in the morning. Early.
When you say you used it,
Like I shot him.
you shot him, where'd you shoot him?
I think I shot him somewhere up here at this area.
Could have been after. Did you have the girls over?
Yeah, earlier. We earlier. Before, because Jackson State got a time thing where you got visitation and the visitation end.
Got to the end.
And 11.
So it was after 11.
Yes.
Sorry. Was, did you find it after 11? Did you, Lynn?
No, sir.
Xavier wasn't in the room or anything, he did that last night?
They probably put their head in on and left with it. But around that time, I know Mario was asleep because he on the team, like, he a football player, so he go to sleep early. He don't stay up all night. What else?
How many times did you shoot?
One.
What? What happened?
He dropped, like he dropped and started moving funny. And where I can't explain it. Like, it was a lot going on.
Were you wearing the same clothes?
No,
After you shot him, what you did?
and like, I started thinking, no, like I gotta clean, there was blood everywhere. So I tried to clean it up.
What you did with Flynn?
I was like, I can't just leave him sitting there. The room was gonna stink and stuff. And I was like, I just said, I changed my clothes, but then all that blood on me. I just said, I thought about it for a minute. I'm like, I gotta clean all this up. And eventually I gotta go to somebody to tell them what happened. Cause I'm like, bro, ain't no way I can go to jail for self-defense. It's mine. Like, I don't really know. Y'all can go to Mexico, I think.
You had access to his keys?
Yeah, the keys on the bed. And then after that, I brought him to the car. I parked the car. I went to go finish cleaning that up. Cleaned myself up. And then, when I was getting dressed, I heard a knock on the door. And I was like, I don't know, I forgot what they said. They said something, help, something.
At that time, police officers? Was there a police officer?
Yeah, the police officer, I think the police officer came like 5 minutes later, but it was a captain, I think it was Captain Jackson Police, I really don't know. They didn't tell me who they all were. Until one of the police officers came, because I saw police, like, it was easy to identify when they had police on anything.
So this happened about, tell me again about what time all this happened? That he was shot?
Oh, this is, I think it was early in the morning, like early.
At what time? Who talked to?
I really didn't.
He said, he heard you leave the room and called or sent you a text checking on you. And he said it was about 10 or so minutes later, you came back in the room.
10 minutes?
No, that message went.
Wait, huh?
I thought he said, Randall sometimes leaves and comes back.
Oh, no, that's Flynn.
So Flynn left at 2 something and he checked on Flynn. He said he's fine and came back about 13 minutes later.
But you said this happened about before, around midnight or so.
Yeah, it was late.
But I mean, about that time. Was it before
I
2 o'clock?
really don't know. I really didn't have a phone on me at the time.
But it could have been after 2.
I knew it was late, but I really can't give you guys a good time because I don't really want to be sitting and tell y'all lies. I'm good. I know it was just early in the morning, like early.
And y'all, both of you were still up,
Yeah,
just hanging out?
yeah, I was watching YouTube Destroy, if y'all know what that is.
Like scary stuff?
Destroy, he like football 1v1, it's like a $10,000, $20,000 sometimes. He bring out the whole city.
So, is this when you're eating donuts?
Yeah.
Watching that?
I'm eating my donuts, just watching it.
Was he watching it with you? What was he doing?
He was on his phone at first, just chilling at his receipt. We both got this. Like it's like the same thing, but he was doing his own little thing.
Just didn't get to come over and touch donuts.
Did he ever leave the rooms any that night that you know of and came back and?
Yeah, he left. He came back. Like I really don't know. Like this is like to be honest, I wasn't really worried about it because he always would.
But it was late night, he left and came back?
Yes.
He said where he was going or anything?
You know, like he ain't type person to do that. And I ain't asked. It wasn't none of my business.
So nobody else was in the room with y'all last night before the donut episode?
Yeah, I don't know so that.
But before then, was he back in the room before then? After, between the girls leaving?
All right.
And then was he back in the room, y'all?
The girl left. All right, and then I think either Monterey City came in, or both of them probably came in. It was either one, but they didn't stay long. Like they just, cause you know, it was on the town for big,
Right.
so they really didn't stay that long.
Do you know what they did or anything, or did, they were they mainly dealing with,
Like,
Flynn?
yeah, sleeping around that time. Yeah, I was about to ask y'all a question.
Was the TV or whatever you're watching, was it turned up real loud?
Yes,
Did you do that, or was it just all loud before?
I did that,
You did it?
like, I just turned it up.
Is that what, nobody could hear what you were cleaning up, stuff like that? Is that why you did that, or what?
No, the TV did not make sense. The girl who was watching. Can I ask you something? Can I go to jail for selling events? Like, I don't really know. But I'm like, I don't understand. I can't go. I can't fight this man. Like, he too, I know about it before. I mean, he would have enjoyed it. Because he knew what to do. I'm fighting that he can do whatever he wants to. I'm not about to sit there and fight him. Ain't no telling what he would have did.
Well, at this point, you probably be booked in, and a bond will be set. And make the bond. You will have to show up for your initial court appearance. They'll, if you have an attorney, or they'll assign you one, and if he wants you to do the initial, then you'll show up for the initial. If not, you'll be out of bond until court date, where a jury will hear what you have to say and determine if they agree with you or not. Okay? You got anything else?
I will say, so this was the second donut incident. Last
The
night
second time.
was only the second time he had ever put his hands on you.
This is Mark. Just there. Okay.
You want to put it down?
Yeah. That's you're bad.
How does it take
So it's everybody right there. Bruce, turn around. You are. And I think get that spot right there.
It's not really good.
That's not for us. I mean, we just come in, talk to you, get your statement. We talk to everybody that's in the immediate area.
Yes.
And then we give this to the DA, and I'm sure the DA will get an investigator at some point to come talk to you.
I gotta talk again.
Maybe, there may be some questions he has, and if he has some questions, he'll send his investigator.
How, let them look on the week of the
Go ahead.
or my
He's gonna get this, he's gonna get that. So I said, if something we failed to ask you that he wants to know, then he'll get in touch with you. And it'll probably be through a guy named Keith Dixon. So if you hear that name, that's the DA's investigator. to ask.
Can y'all talk to my mom for me?
Oh, you can talk to her.
No, can y'all let her know what happened? Like, I could really mess with, can y'all
Yeah, but
speak to her?
I got a number, and,
Cause I really would appreciate it, like,
you'll get a chance to talk to her, and then. Here's my number. Or I could call her a little later. Yeah, like. 12:55. 12:55.
Agent Weaver, in that interview, at one point, you asked him, if he knew where he shot him, and he's motioning to something, obviously it's audio recorded. Could you tell us where was he motioning?
He was motioning with his hands to the upper torso.
And, in there, it sounds like you all are taking photographs of him, or he's showing you like what he says is a bruise.
Yes, he was.
What did you observe?
On his right side, there was a brown discoloration, like a bruise, maybe from a hickey he'd gotten. There's some yellow tinge around the edge, kind of looked old.
And you took photos of that?
Yes.
Young man. Before coming into court today, before coming into court today, did you have an opportunity to review the photographs that you took of Randall Smith?
I did.
Okay. And have they been altered in any way?
No. And
Your Honor, at this time, I would introduce evidence of photos taken of Randall Smith.
Any objection?
No objection.
Your Honor, may I publish the jury?
You may.
Captain Weaver, are you able to see the photo?
yes, ma'am.
And is this the, one of the photos you took of,
It is.
okay? Let's go to the next one. And if you could point out what you were talking about, yellowing and browning.
Which cursor?
Oh,
Yeah, right there, right on the edge. That's the yellowing area, another brownish areas. It just looks like it's old mark healing, like from maybe.
Do you see any bruising on this side?
I did not, I couldn't tell. He was pointing at that area and motioning like this is the area that it's grabbing him, but I couldn't make anything distinguish marks on that side, but I photographed it. To preserve that,
To document it?
to document it, and he might be pointing out the area that he was talking about, but I didn't see anything. It's just further around the side.
Did you see anything here?
I couldn't tell anything was present on that side.
Agent Weaver, did you collect any evidence from the scene that day?
No, ma'am, I was given some evidence.
What were you given?
Remember, I was given a black trunk that had some things in it. I found out later was a sweatshirt and a sock. I can't remember everything else.
So for the black trunk, where did you take it?
I took it to the medical examiner's office. They have a drying room. It was very bloody.
Madam, may I approach witness? Captain Weaver? You recognize this trunk?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
You said you were given it. Who gave it to you?
Lieutenant Holyfield.
And where did it come out of?
Randall Smith and Flynn Brown.
Was it the Challenger or the room?
The room.
Okay. Is it in the same or substantially similar condition as when you left off?
Yes, outside it looks the same.
Brief indulgence. I'm showing witness what had previously been admitted into evidence as State's Exhibit S-214. Captain Weaver, did you respond out to the car scene?
Yes.
Okay. Now, is this the trunk that you got from Holyfield?
It looks like it. I didn't know it was from there because he gave it to me. I didn't know where they got it from.
Okay, so you just know that Agent Holyfield gave you the trunk.
Yes, ma'am.
And where did you meet up with Agent Holyfield at?
Outside of the JSU headquarters after I interviewed Randall Smith.
And so when you said you got it, did you actually go up to the room?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So you were saying that based upon what? You were saying that you got it from the trunk from the room based upon what?
I thought that's where they got it from.
But you just got it from who?
Holyfield did it.
Okay. And I'm going to show you what's been previously admitted into evidence as State's Exhibit 33. S233. Okay, and I want you to turn this over. I want you to see if the markings are the same.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, that's it.
So this is the truck that Holyfield gave you out there,
Yes.
and where did you take it?
I took it to the medical examiner's office,
For what purpose?
specifically to let it dry, because it was full of blood on the inside.
And did you ever go retrieve it from the medical examiner's office? What did you do after you retrieved it from the medical examiner's office?
Just stored it in the volunteer trip C in the office.
And after that, how did it appear today?
Brought it up here
Sometime last week?
sometime last week. I'm not sure what day.
All right, this is how I moved to enter into evidence of the trunk.
Yeah, be walking in.
We have a chain of custody along with it, so it's got the date on it.
That's S9. In Randall Smith's interview, where did he say he put Flynn's body to take it out to the car?
In a trunk, or I don't know if he used that exact word.
And did you do, following this, you left this under that, did you do anything else with that car?
We got a search warrant, about, I think, on December 8th. I was able to serve the warrant to the liquor service at the car store. Collected a blue JSU hoodie that had JSU in white letters on the front. And I believe that was all that was collected out of the car.
And would you recognize that if you were to see it again?
Yes, ma'am.
And may I approach the witness?
Amen.
Captain Weaver, do you recognize what I handed you?
Yes, ma'am, that's,
Please speak into the microphone.
yes, ma'am, that's, evidence bag containing the retrieved from the Challenger.
Okay. And, are you the one who packaged this?
Yes, ma'am.
And has it been altered in any way?
It's been stored for a while. It's been stored for a while, so it's got some backup places on the bag. Other than that, it looks the same.
So other than that, you recognize that as the hoodie that you packaged up? Okay. And at this time, I would move to enter into evidence the blue hoodie that the, Captain Weaver recovered from the Challenger.
Any objection?
Objection.
Be walking in.
And may I publish with your,
Amen.
Captain Weaver, could you open that up for us? Could you show, what's on the front of it? And make sure you show it over this way as well, so this is the, thank you, Captain. there appear to be anything of, what was significant about this cleaning to you?
It had blood on it, or suspected blood. And bleach stains.
And were you able to identify it in relation to Randall Smith in any way?
It looks like the same sweatshirt he was wearing when he was exiting and entering one of the doors at Dixon Hall
And where did you find it?
in the Challenger.
Now, Captain Weaver, are you aware of the weapon, a weapon was recovered in this case?
Yes.
And may I approach witness?
No.
Handing you has been previously admitted into evidence as State's Exhibit 3. Would you look at that? You recognize this as the gun that was retrieved in this case? Well, who retrieved it? And then we can look at the thing. I don't know where the thing.
Their time marker or those who retrieved it.
Kind of look on the top to see their. Who collected it? What date and from where?
Time marker collected on December 2nd. It was from the closet in the dorm room.
So was that the weapon that was retrieved in this case?
Yes.
And as a part of the investigation, was a firearms trace conducted on this weapon?
Yes, ma'am.
What agency would have conducted that trace?
ATF, alcohol, tobacco, firearms.
So, that's what?
Alcohol, tobacco, and firearms.
To your knowledge, is firearm identification regularly kept record of the exhibit?
Yes, they keep up with the original person purchasing the gun and what store it was purchased from.
Okay. And did NBI receive the results from the trace of this gun?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, may I approach it?
No.
Captain Weaver, you recognize what I just handed you?
Yes, ma'am. It's ATF firearms trace summary.
And is that for the gun in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
And is that what y'all received as a part of the investigation in this case?
It is.
And has that been altered in any way?
No, ma'am.
Or at this time, I would move to enter into evidence the firearms e-trace.
Any objection?
I just have a clarification. Did you do the trace? Is that what that's the one?
Do you think you need to approach?
I'll approach your honor.
assigned to the ATF task force.
And was he involved in helping you all on this case?
Yes, he has access to E-Trace program, and it's easier for him to call him and get him to run the E-Trace, yes.
And whenever he received this information back, did you get a copy of it?
He sent it to Holyfield, and I got a copy to put in the case file.
And did you have an opportunity to review it prior to
Yes.
court?
Yes,
Okay. And when you reviewed it prior to court, is it this information on here regularly kept by the ATF as a part of their, as a part of what ATF does?
yeah, they just keep up with who the original person buying the gun and where it was sold.
So you were familiar with this E-Trace as what you all received from Christopher Simmons, who's on the ATF task force at NBI?
Yes,
And remain, ask that it be admitted into evidence.
published to the jury.
Yes. Dr. Weaver, I'm gonna try and zoom in, so if you can't see, so you can't see, let me know. So, over here on the left-hand side, what is, this information as relates to the firearm?
The original person that bought it,
And who was listed as the original person that bought it?
Vincent Christopher White.
Okay. And did you all attempt to get up with Mr. White?
I reached out to Louisiana State Police investigator, and they said they would help try to locate him, and they couldn't find where he's at.
So you were never able to locate him?
No, ma'am.
And over here, in the right-hand column, what is this information?
Hebert Guns LLC, that's the place the gun was originally bought from.
And this information that we're looking at right above that, what is this information?
Recovery date of 12/2/22.
Okay. And under that, what is that?
The date from the time the gun was purchased until the e-trace was ran.
And how many days was it?
It's like 526 days.
Okay. And here it says, you know, how is this done when someone purchases a gun? Like what happens? Like how is this document produced?
You have to fill out, when you go to buy a gun at any store, you fill out the Federal Firearms form and answer the questions. The store calls the FBI number, and they check to see if you have a criminal history of something that would prevent you from having a firearm.
And here on this other information, there's something that says ship to date. What does that mean?
That's the date the store received the gun from the manufacturer.
So, in regards to this e-trace, you said you weren't able to get up with Mr. White, but was this gun ever reported stolen?
No, ma'am.
What happens when a gun is reported stolen?
It gets entered on NCIC, and when we ran the NCIC check to see if it was stolen, it would have come back a hit on it saying it was stolen from this, or this agency reported this gun stolen on whatever day. Contact this agency or this investigator.
So you said this gets put on NCIC. Just for the non-law enforcement people, what gets put on NCIC and what is NCIC? Kind of explain the process.
The information about the gun, make, model, caliber, it's entered in the National Crime Information Center database, and anytime an officer finds a gun and runs that through the radio room with that particular make, model, serial number, it flags it as stolen or whatever's in there for.
So if my gun was stolen, what do I need to do in order to get it put on NCIC?
Go to your local law enforcement agency, whether it's city or county. They'll do a report, list the make, model, serial number, your name, and when they get it entered, it will have, like Jackson Police Department, it'll have their agency identifying number.
And was that done for this gun?
Yes.
Like, was it reported stolen?
No, ma'am.
Oh, okay.
There was no NCIC wants, is how it comes back.
Brief and normal.
gonna store, wet bodily fluid without it being dry. It will smell. And the purpose is to dry it out for storage.
And, remember that you open up this box for us, can we step down and open up the trunk? May the witness step down and open up the trunk?
I heard the question, you can approach. Could you step down and need some gloves to open the trunk? This is what Randall Smith said, he moved the body in the trunk? Thank you, Agent, you can close that up. Agent. Weaver.
Agent Weaver, Captain Weaver.
Agent. Captain. I'm sorry. You just pointed at me. Thank you.
Finally, Agent Weaver, do you see Randall Smith sitting in the courtroom today?
Yes, ma'am.
Could you please speak that into the microphone?
Yes, ma'am.
And could you please tell me what he's wearing?
It's wearing a black suit and tie.
Madam, in the record, please report that the witness has identified the defendant.
The record will reflect the witness identified as cross-examination.
No, no, they haven't.
You didn't lighten the photo up.
No, sir, I haven't darkened or lightened anything.
Yeah, approach on it.
close sources to leave, but eventually, Holyfield put me over it.
And so, I think you did most of the interviews to this case.
Yes, sir, most of them.
Okay. And we just heard the one, from Randall that you did.
Yes, sir.
And what other ones?
Larry Ward, Xavier Smith, Sean Cockerham,
The Sean?
D-A-S-H-O-N, Deshaun. Christopher, can't recall his last name, and Tyler Bell.
And I know Amari, you did get Amari, Xavier, Deshaun. I know all those, when you were doing your, investigation and you were talking to them, none of them, I think, well, two of them are sweet things, the Amari, I think.
Yes, sir.
Speaking into that microphone.
They never saw any firearms whatsoever in either suite.
No, sir. They didn't mention anything, seeing or knowing either one of them had one.
And I think you talked to Deshaun at length, and he didn't know anything about a firearm being in any suite.
No, sir.
And then, you took these at the end of Randall's statement, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And your remark is, at the time you said, pretty bad.
When he pulled it down, I was like, that's a bad bruise.
Yes. Well, right now, you're just telling me it looks like it's a healing bruise that, not that really big a deal.
It didn't look like it had just happened. It looked like an older hit or hickey or something that's healing up.
Okay, so.
That's my opinion.
He tells you he was choked,
Yes, sir.
and he had bruising on his neck.
In that spot, yes, sir.
And then also, during the interview, he was coughing, wasn't he?
I don't recall, maybe it was.
Okay. Because isn't that an indication of after you've been choked?
Objection, Your Honor, speculation. How about an answer that you can answer?
Most of the time, yes, sir.
Yes. So he tells you he's been choked, he has bruising, he's coughing.
Yeah, I'm not disputing what he said, I'm recording,
Okay.
just recording what he told me.
And a person, okay, choking is you're in law enforcement and you do these investigations for the state of Mississippi. And I think you only do criminal investigations, you don't do civil investigations.
That's correct.
Okay. In doing your criminal investigations, choking is a very big deal, isn't it?
Yes.
It is a felony offense, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So it's not something, if another individual chokes somebody, that is not something to take lightly.
No.
Now, we got into the skip trace. Now, you didn't have anything to do with the skip trace, correct?
E-trace?
The E-trace, I'm sorry, skip trace, E-trace, what is it?
E-trace.
E-trace. Skip trace is the farm.
Right.
Yeah, E-trace. You didn't make the E-trace, you got it sent to you.
Yeah, Agent Holyfield requested it, and it was sent, Christopher Simmons requested, Holyfield requested Simmons to get it. You have to send in a request, which Simmons did, and it would have returned to him, and then he would have sent it to, emailed it or whatever to Holyfield.
And then
I got a copy to put in the case law.
Gotcha. Now, on that says, I think it was about 526 days, the days from when the
Purchase.
crime occurred, is what it says on the document. Okay, and in this situation, when the incident, that would be when the incident happened, is that correct?
Correct.
So, guns end up in, I guess what you would call interstate commerce all the time, correct?
Because whoever bought it could sell it without getting a federal farms form filled out.
Okay.
You can sell it person to person.
Where it went to, how it got here, y'all have no idea.
No, sir, we don't.
And I think you don't know who owns the gun, is that correct?
We can't find the person that's listed on there.
Okay. Yeah, I think the court's over. Yeah, the only, I guess, the only person who knew anything about what happened, I think that you concluded from your investigation, that what occurred in that room that night after everybody had gone to bed was going to be Randall Smith, is that correct?
That's correct.
And the only time that you talked with him was that one time, correct?
Yes, sir.
So the only information that you have about what happened was just what Randall told you.
That's right.
Okay.
What happened in the room is what I know from what Randall Smith said.
Okay. And you have no other information about what happened.
No, sir.
Okay.
There was nobody else in there to support or refute what Randall says
Okay.
happened in the room.
And there's no, I mean, that's all you got, correct?
Yes.
Okay. We would think we're done.
Read the red.
Captain Weaver, opposing counsel just talked about the bruise from choking, and choking being very serious. Did Randall say he was also being hit?
He said Flynn Brown was putting his hands on me. And I said, hitting? Yes.
Okay. Did he show you any bruises from that?
No, ma'am.
Did you observe any other bruises on his body?
No, ma'am. The only thing Randall was showing me was on his neck.
And did he appear as if he'd been in a fight?
Not really. Just, I mean, that bruise, it looks like days old, but it didn't look fresh to me.
And opposing counsel just asked you about what happened in the room and Randall being the only one. You talked to, Randall told you about a lot of things in the interview, right?
Yes.
Including his relationship with Flynn Brown.
Yes.
And were the things that Randall said consistent with all of your interviews and what you know about the entire investigation?
Not entirely.
How so? Captain Weaver, was the story that Randall Smith told you about what happened in the room consistent with other evidence in the case?
Not entirely.
No further questions.
Can you please, please?
Yes, Your Honor, that's it.
Take the jury out. You all remember the rules, don't discuss this case with anyone inside the household or outside the household, nor amongst yourselves. Don't look up anything on social media, on the news apps, anything related to this case, and I'll see you all back very shortly.
All right.
5 minutes. all be seated. Who's take on that?
Dr. Frank Peretti, Your Honor.
Good afternoon, Dr. Peretti.
Afternoon.
If you can raise your right hand to be sworn in. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you'll give on today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
All right, you can proceed.
Dr. Peretti, could you please state your name for the record and spell it for the benefit of the court reporter?
Dr. Frank Peretti, P-E-R-E-T-T-I.
And Dr. Peretti, where are you currently employed?
I'm employed, I'm in private practice in Little Rock, Arkansas.
And where were you employed around December of 2022?
I was, at that time, I was doing, helping the Mississippi State Crime Line with the backlog cases, so I was employed in Mississippi.
May I proceed? Dr. Peretti, I believe you were telling us where you were employed around December of 2022.
Yes. Mississippi State Crime Line.
And what was your role at the Mississippi State Crime Lab?
I was a local lieutenant, pathologist. They asked me to go down there to help them with the backlog of cases, so I was doing more autopsies for them.
Can you give the jury the benefit of your educational background?
I graduated from medical school in 1984, did my training in anatomical pathology at Brown University, Providence, Rhode Island, from 1985 to 1988. During that interim period, I was an associate part-time medical examiner for the state of Rhode Island. Left Brown, went to the office of the chief medical examiner in Baltimore, Maryland, where I did my subspecialty training in forensic pathology. That was from 88 to 89. I stayed on staff at the office of the chief medical examiner in Baltimore, Maryland until August 1992, passed my qualifying examination, given my American Board of Pathology in forensic pathology. I left Maryland in August 1992, and I went to the Arkansas State Crime Laboratory, where I was a full-time forensic pathologist and medical examiner for 29 years. I subsequently retired from the crime lab. And during that period, I was doing autopsies for the northern Louisiana parishes. And then after I retired, I was asked to come to the Mississippi State Crime Lab to help them out.
And Dr. Peretti, are you licensed to practice medicine?
Yes.
And are you board certified as a forensic pathologist?
Yes, by the American College of Forensic Pathology.
And does part of the duties of your job include determining cause and manner of death?
Yes.
And do you perform autopsies as part of your duties?
Yes, that's all I do. I perform autopsies.
And can you tell us about approximately approximately how many autopsies you've performed or assisted with over your career?
Probably greater than 15,000.
Your Honor, at this time, the state would offer Dr. Frank Peretti as an expert in the field of forensic pathology.
Any objection or board item?
No objection, no board item.
Dr. Coretta will be recognized to be an expert in the field of forensic pathology.
Yes, Your Honor.
You may proceed.
Now, Dr. Peretti, can you tell us a bit about what exactly an autopsy entails?
Well, the first of all, examination of the deceased individual to determine the cause, manner of death, and in general, what happens is when I'm going to speak what happens at the Mississippi State Crime Lab. Okay, when the body comes in the office, we take gases, photographs of the body, depending on the type of case it is. We'll do X-rays or gunshot residue kit. After that's completed, we undress the body, we clean the body, and we take what we call the clean photographs of the body. After that's completed, we do a general external examination, where we know the color of your hair, the color of your eyes, and any usual features externally on the body. After that's completed, we open the body. At that time, we look for evidence of natural disease, trauma, congenital malformations in the case of children. We also take specimens of toxicology to determine the presence of alcohol or drugs in the body fluids. After that's completed, an autopsy report is issued along with a death certificate, which is used for criminal and civil proceedings. So that's basically crap.
Dr. Peretti, if you could slow down just a little bit.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
And turning to the case that we're here on today, did you have an opportunity to perform an autopsy on a Flynn Brown?
Yes.
And what day was it performed?
Date of examination was December 2nd.
Of 2022?
Yes.
And where did it take place?
At the Mississippi State Crime Laboratory.
And could you describe the procedure that you followed in performing this autopsy?
Well, I did exactly what I just said. Did the as-is photos, the clean photos. We did X-rays. We did an external internal examination. And took specimens of toxicology.
And photographs were taken during the course of the autopsy you performed on Mr. Brown?
Yes.
And have you had an opportunity to review those photos prior to coming to court today?
Yes.
Your Honor, may I approach?
You may.
And Dr. Peretti, the photos that you reviewed, did they fairly and accurately depict the parts of the process that you just described in performing the autopsy of Flynn Brown?
Yes, they do.
And have they been changed or altered in any way?
No.
Your Honor, at this time, the state would move to enter the autopsy photos into evidence.
I'm assuming he has a copy.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Any objection?
No objection.
Sunday morning, how many photographs are there? Will it be number or alphabet?
We'll do the same, it's 12.
No. Okay, tell me how many you have.
That's 12, 10 photos.
And photos? Okay.
Permission to publish, Your Honor. Now, Dr. Peretti, I would like to go through some of these photographs that you took. I'm showing now what is your photograph number 17 or S121. Can you tell me what
that's the identification photograph.
And what is the purpose of that photo?
Well, first of all, it shows the autopsy number and it shows who he is.
And the autopsy number would be on the placard above the decedent's head?
Yes.
Thank you. And I'm now showing you your photo number 42 or State's Exhibit 12-2. Can you tell me what this photo depicts?
Yes, that is the photograph of the entrance room on the head.
And where did the bullet enter the victim's head?
It was situated on the right temporal parietal skull. What that means on the right side, above your ear, a little towards the back.
And what was the trajectory of that wound?
The trajectory of the bullet as it's traveling, through the head was right to left, back to front, and upward.
And what injuries were present from this wound?
Well, about the skull and brain, there was devastating injuries, hemorrhage and laceration of the brain along the wound path.
And do you have any testimony as to the distance that the shot that created this wound would have come from?
There was no evidence of close range firing on the skin. There was no muzzle imprint, soot deposition, stippling, so indicating it's a distant gunshot, probably greater than 2 feet.
And when you say soot or stippling, can you tell the jury what you mean by that?
Yes, besides the bullet coming out of the barrel of the gun, you have soot powder and stippling, which is the burnt number of grains of powder.
And
So
so
we had none of that on the skin.
And so that suggests that the shot was from further than 2 feet away?
Yes.
Thank you. And was an exit wound present?
No.
And so were you able to recover a bullet during the course of your autopsy?
Yes, I was.
Moving on, I'm now showing you your photo number 45 or State's Exhibit S12-3. Can you tell me what's depicted here?
What's the, I'm pulling up the photos on my screen. What's the JPEG number on that one? It's
45, Doctor.
45. Yes, that's also showing, that's the entrance room, but also by the ruler towards the middle of his head, you see a small fragment of shrapnel embedded in the skin, that little gray area.
Thank you. Moving on. Now, moving on, Dr. Peretti, I'm showing you your photo number 38 or State's Exhibit S12-4. Can you tell me what is depicted here?
States, you said 38, that's a small abrasion on the forehead, straight.
And were you able to tell if these abrasions happened pre or post death?
The abrasions that he has situated on the body are considered terminal collapse injuries when he fell and struck the pavement.
So this would have been after he was shot?
Right. And he was shot in the head, then he suddenly collapsed, and then all those abrasions were the result of him falling, striking the pavement.
Okay. And Dr. Peretti, I'm showing next your photo number 18 or State's Exhibit S12-5. What is depicted in this photograph?
Yes, in this photograph, you also see the abrasion on the forehead where you see some abrasions on the cheek, that marked area, that's an abrasion that was made.
And fair to say that this also happened after he was shot?
Yes.
And now I'm showing you your photo number 20 or State's Exhibit S12-6. what is depicted here?
That's another abrasion.
And where is the abrasion on the victim's body?
On the arm, forearm.
Next, I'm showing your photo number 23, or State's Exhibit S12-7. What is depicted in these photos?
Another abrasion.
And to the victim's knees. Next, doctor, I'm showing you your photo number 28, or State's Exhibit 12-8. What is depicted in this photograph?
Those are abrasions on his left hand.
And next, your photo number 55, or State's Exhibit S12-6.
He had some abrasions on his lower back. There's two of them there.
And all of the abrasions that we've looked at in this most recent batch of photos, all of these happened after he would have been shot, correct?
Yes.
And earlier, Dr. Peretti, you said that you were able to recover the bullet from the gunshot wound to the head.
Yes.
I'm now showing you your photo number 71, or State's Exhibit S12-10. Can you tell us what this photo depicts?
It was is the photograph of the bullet fragments that are recovered from his from the brain.
This would have been from that gunshot wound to the head.
Yes.
And Dr. Peretti, in your opinion, to a reasonable degree of medical certainty, based on your training and experience, do you have an opinion as to the cause and manner of death of Flynn Brown?
Yes, he died as a result of a single gunshot wound to the head.
And manner of death?
Homicide.
Court's indulgence. And briefly, Dr. Peretti, I want to go back to your photo number 42, or State's Exhibit S12-2. And again, can you tell us what the trajectory of that wound was?
Yes, the trajectory is how the bullet is traveling through the head. So it's going right to left back front and upward.
And so, Dr. Peretti, would that mean that the bullet was traveling from the back of his head towards the front?
Yes, and the position of his head, correct.
Nothing further. We can have witness.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Dr. Peretti.
Good afternoon.
I'm Kevin Camp. I was able to talk to you a little bit on the phone, and I wanted to, first of all, just clarify up on, when you're talking about the manner of death, that it says homicide.
Correct.
What are the different types of, I guess, what are the different manners of death that you can have?
Okay, I always say we have two official documents in our life, a birth certificate and death certificate. So when someone dies, someone's going to give you a cause of death, gunshot wound, heart disease, cancer, but there are also manner of deaths. There's accident, suicide, naturals, undetermined homicides. The death certificate is a medical document used for legal purposes. So as physicians, we use the medical definition of homicide, which is the killing of one person by another, not the legal definition.
Yes, and just for the clarification, just because it's clarified as homicide doesn't mean a crime has actually occurred, correct? It has nothing, the two have nothing to do with each other.
No, it means he died as a result by the hands of another person, whatever the circumstances may be.
Gotcha. Now, my understanding is, this bullet was going, I guess, right to left, and it was going front to back with a trajectory of rising, and I guess that's what was happening in the head.
Correct, it's going up with an head.
Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
There isn't anything being said right now.
Dr. Brady, there seems to be some confusion with counsel. Can you clarify the trajectory of the bullet for us again?
Right to left, back to front, and upward.
Yes. And so my understanding and also talking with you is, well, first of all, I want to clarify, he was not shot in the back of the head, correct?
No, it's more on the side.
Yes, it was on the side of the head, not in the back of the head.
Correct.
And so in talking with you, just because the trajectory of that bullet, we don't know where any of the parties are standing by just knowing the trajectory, correct?
Correct. You don't know the position of the person doing the shooting or the position of the person getting shot. The only thing I can scientifically tell you is how it's traveling through the brain.
Yes. Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, Dr. Prey, Lieutenant.
You're welcome.
We can read it.
Briefing also. And Dr. Peretti, briefly, I want to show your photo number 45 or State's Exhibit S12-3 once again.
What, you said 45?
Yes. Now, Dr. Peretti, based off of this photo, where would the bullet have entered the brain?
Where did it enter? It went through the right temporal skull bone.
And so it would have been traveling back to front. So would it have exited towards the face of the victim?
Where the bullet is, where it comes from the brain, if you go to your left eye, sort of like behind your left eye, in the brain, at the frontal lobe, the left frontal lobe.
And so it would have traveled through the side, out the front.
Well, it didn't exit, because I recovered the bullet. So the bullet fragment it's going, in an upward direction.
Court's in order. And Dr. Brady, so you said that it would have been traveling behind the left eye. Is that where you did end up recovering it?
Well, what a left frontal lobe would sort of be behind the eye, you know, just to have a point, a reference point so the jury could understand.
So what portion of the skull was the bullet recovered from?
From the left frontal lobe, the brain, left frontal lobe.
And so would that be temple area?
No, it's because the brain has, you have your frontal lobe, they look where behind your eyes, okay, the frontal lobe. Then you have your temporal lobe where your ears. Then you have the parietal lobe, which is on the top of your head. And then occipital lobe, which is in the back. So it's in the front.
Okay, nothing further.
Can you see the figure here?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you, Dr. Moretti. You're free to go.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes testimony for today. We'll start back up in the morning at 9 a.m. with the defense, with the state continuing to put on its case in chief. Remember the rules. Do not discuss this case with anyone inside your household or outside your household, including amongst yourselves. Do not look up anything as it relates to this case. If there were words that were talked about here on today that you don't understand the meaning of, the only thing that you can consider is what comes forward from the witness stand and, of course, what has come forward through remote testimony. If you enjoy coffee in the morning, make sure you get here before 9 o'clock to enjoy that. If you know you like breakfast in the morning, as the court does, make sure you eat before you come. And I would suggest that you do that because we will have another full day. Okay? I will see you all back in the morning. You can turn your notepads and your pens over in your seat. See you all back in the morning at 9 a.m.
All right.